Is something peeking out, or... Literally just moved. I just seen it on the night vision.
Demon caught on camera. Our next clip was posted by FrankoTV on his channel on March 10th, 2025. It was filmed during a solo exploration of a creepy cemetery. Franco's out there at night, showing how pitch black it is with his car barely visible down a long, empty road. He's got night vision and thermal imaging gear, and as he approaches a gated mausoleum, he hears a banging sound and a faint music box tune echoing from somewhere inside. Then, he catches something, a figure peeking over a wall just ahead at first, vanishing when he turns off his light.
Is something peeking out, or... Look. I just see something peeking out, or...
He switches to thermal, and there's a bright white spot, cold against the wall, staring right at him from a room in the mausoleum.
Yeah. You know what I want to check out? This little area here. See if I can rule out what I seen peeking at me. Nothing.
He creeps closer, heart pounding, and finds a dead bird on a tomb inside, but no figure. The camera picks up swinging CDs hanging from graves, moving on their own, and Franco's convinced he's not alone.
That CD literally just moved. I just seen it on the night vision. What the fuck?
People might point to animals, like that frog he spots, or echoes playing tricks, but the way that face locked eyes with him feels too real to brush off. What do you think Franco caught on camera? Let me hear from you in the comments. Speaking of ghosts, wait till you see what was caught in Tampa, Florida. Real ghost sighting, Tampa, Florida. Our next clip was uploaded by the TPAI on YouTube, diving into some eerie happenings at a historic graveyard in Tampa Bay, Florida. The local church reached out to this paranormal team because a security watchman and some church folks kept reporting strange sights and sounds among the old tombstones. Tampa's got a rough past. Think violence, trade, and a nasty yellow fever outbreak in the early 1800s that wiped out entire families, leaving this graveyard as a haunting reminder. The team set up a camera outside the receiving office, and after 2 weeks of sifting through footage, they spotted something wild, an orb-like object floating around, not a spotlight or a bug, moving against the wind and slipping behind gravestones. Intrigued, they kept recording for 3 more weeks, and then they caught it. A shadowy, fog-like figure, thick enough to pass behind a stone, defying the wind again with no light shifts to suggest a car or a trick shadow. They showed this to the Watchman and the church, who got spooked enough to ask them to stop filming. A month later, the Watchman vanished without a trace. Some skeptics might say it's just dust or a camera glitch, but that orb and shadow have a creepy weight to them. But what do you think was lurking in that Tampa graveyard? You tell me. Indonesian Ghost. This next clip was uploaded by Hector the Metalhead on YouTube, capturing a freaky moment in an Indonesian cemetery under the cover of night. The footage is simple but spine-tingling. A camera perched in the graveyard picks up what looks like a ghost, a pale, wispy figure climbing up a tree in the darkness. It moves fast, almost floating, its shape blurry but human-like as it ascends the branches before fading out of sight. Hector doesn't give much context, just lets the clip speak for itself, and it's the kind of thing that makes your skin crawl. The night so still, the air heavy with that graveyard quiet, and then this thing just appears, scaling the tree like it's nothing. Even if you want to debunk this, the way it moves feels too deliberate, too unnatural to be false. Was this a real spirit caught on camera, or something else entirely? Let me know your thoughts on this one. Now, let's shift gears to a stormy night that turned into a graveyard nightmare. Haunted graves. This next clip was uploaded by FrankoTV in February 2020, and it's a wild journey that starts on the road and ends in a haunting graveyard. Franco's driving toward New Orleans, aiming to explore some creepy spots, when a massive storm hits near Lake City. The wind was so strong that his car was swaying, rain pounding, and an electrical fire sparking in the distance. Something slams into his window hard enough to make him drop his night vision camera, but when he checks later, there's no damage, just the memory of that jolt. He pushes on to St. Louis Cemetery, a place dripping with voodoo vibes and famous from movies like Interview with a Vampire.
Santa Muerte.
He's dodging tourists, marveling at angel statues and tombs marked with X's, part of a ritual where you make a wish, leave an offering, and circle the X's if it comes true.
I don't know if it's a bad thing or if it's a good thing, but this thing is riddled with X's everywhere. Even here, you can see an X there, there's an X there, an X there, X there.
But the real chills come later when he gets permission to explore a massive, mausoleum-filled graveyard overnight.
The most amazing graveyard I have ever seen. There's mausoleums. In fact, you can't even be buried here unless you have.
He's got his EMF meter and spirit box ready, but a strange guy shows up, staring him down and pacing in front of his car, freaking Franco out enough to bail.
Look at this. You see the guy? He's walking right in front of the car. Look at him, look at him, look at him. Hey, bud, is it okay if I explore around here? Is it alright if I explore around here? Yeah, I don't mean to bother you. Alright, sorry to bug you, man.
Later, at another graveyard, he hears footsteps and knocking and spots a figure watching him before a tour bus rolls in. Some might say it's not ghosts, but those sounds and that watcher feel eerie. Next up, we've got a shadow that'll make you question everything. Creepiest capture in cemetery. The footage was uploaded by Soul Searching on YouTube in May 2022, and it's a quiet, creepy night in a cemetery that turns unsettling fast. The explorer was wandering among the graves, pointing out debris that might hide something, when her camera caught a ghostly shadow slipping through the darkness. It's faint at first, just a flicker against the tombstones, but as she keeps filming, it takes shape, dark, human-like, moving silently.
Michael?
She pulls out an EVP device, hoping to chat with whatever's out there, and asks, "What is after you guys?" The response crackles through. The worst.
Can you show yourself?
Her voice trembles a bit as she keeps going, asking which grave belongs to the spirit, but that chilling answer hangs in the air. The shadow doesn't show up again, but the weight of that moment sticks with you. You might call it a trick of the light or an audio glitch. maybe even her own shadow playing games with the camera, but that EVP reply feels too clear, too ominous. What do you think she picked up in that cemetery? Let me know in the comments. Now, let's close this out with a doorway to the unknown. Ghost doorway. This final clip was uploaded by MichaelGP86 on YouTube, and it's a short, hair-raising capture from a nighttime cemetery stroll. Michael's filming the rows of graves, the air thick with that graveyard hush when a light flickers into view, soft at first, then brightening like a doorway opening in the darkness. As he watches, it looks like a figure steps through, shadowy and vague, before the light snaps shut and vanishes, leaving nothing behind. Watching it back, he swears it's like a ghost passing through a portal to the other side, the way it appears and disappears so cleanly. There's no sound, no breeze, just this sudden, eerie event caught on tape. Some might argue it's a car headlight or a reflection bouncing off a stone, but the timing and the way it closes up feel too perfect, too otherworldly. Was this a real spirit doorway or just a trick of the night? You tell me.